Hello, and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tuesday. I'm Tuesday, and I'm going to read to you today from one of my fantasy fiction novels. I write fantasy under the name Mary E. Twomey, and today we're going to read Chapter 35 of Taste, which is Book 1 in the 9-part Tearaway series. All the books are already published and out and ready to read, so if you like to read ahead, zip on over and pick them up. But for right now, get cozy, and we're going to read Chapter 35 together. Chapter 35. Hello, Ollie. Goodbye, Beto. Mary Yang and Danny let themselves into my room a few minutes later, breaking us out of our reverie. Mary Yang gave a startled, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you two were..." She sounded like she'd caught Mason and me in the middle of a naked tryst. "Is Oliver staying here?" Danny asked without preamble. "Because if he is, we have to decide whether or not you want him brought in on all of this." Mason hopped down from the bed and sat at attention next to my feet. I blinked at the two, trying to force my brain to form words that made sense. Mary Yang sat on my bed next to me. "Your friends seem lovely, so fun and positively delightful. I adore Jessica and Gabby." I pulled on my fingers as I nodded. "They're great. Gabby will love you for sure. She's my closest friend here, super up for anything, and real nice. I told Vaughn to get his arse in here. Lazy good for nothing." Danny ducked out of the room with Mason, leaving me with Mary Yang. She bumped her shoulder to mine. "What was that guy doing in here? Are you two dating?" Mary Yang was sweet. She was doing such a good job at making an effort with me, and I was a mute bump on a log. I sat up straighter and smiled at her. "No, we used to date, but he's seeing Jessica now, actually." Mary Yang's face soured. "Oh, really? Isn't that uncomfortable? Her dating your ex-boyfriend?" I kept my smile in place, though all I wanted out of life was to hide somewhere in my shame and take a nap. Beto was never my boyfriend. We just dated on and off. They're better together. No big deal. "Oh, are any of those guys out there your boyfriend?" "No, I only ever dated Beto, and that's long over. I work a lot, so I don't have a ton of time for a social life. Gabby brings the social life to me when I get too preoccupied. She's good like that." "The prison keeps you that busy?" "Yeah, I work a lot of overtime. Not a ton of people want my job, so I go from the men's facility to the women's whenever they have extra hours." "How much did you work?" That one hit me hard. I would have to put in my 2 weeks, and I was dreading it. 10 to 12-hour days, 6 days a week. I took this weekend off to spend with Ollie. Not much time for a boyfriend. Probably similar to the hours we're going to be working doing the death thing. Danny shoved Vaughn into the bedroom, and Mason followed behind. Danny locked the 5 of us in with a frown. "If you'd come up for air for 2 seconds, you'd know that our situation is changing. If Oliver is staying here, we have to decide if it's worth it to tell him everything or if we can hide it easy enough." Vaughn was still coming out of this horny, flirty haze, but he tried to be in the conversation. "You want to weigh in, Peach?" "I don't know what Ollie's situation is. I don't have a clue why he's moving home. I just found out when you all did." "Will he be living here?" Danny asked, his arms crossed over his chest. "I would assume so. I mean, it's our house. Ollie, Allie, and I bought it together and shared it until they moved. I'm not asking him to live somewhere else, if that's what you're getting at." "Okay, find out the details tonight, and we can make a plan in the morning, yeah?" Danny reached for Mary Yang, and I saw her take a deeper breath at the contact he offered. "Come on, you haven't eaten enough. Mason, Vaughn, I could use some help checking the perimeter. Too many bodies moving about. I don't like it." They all left, and I slumped on the bed, indulging in a few minutes to collect myself. A few minutes gave way to 10, and I found myself lying down on my pillow when the door cracked open and shut again. Chapter 35 has come to a close. We are getting very close to the end, which means that we will have read a whole book together. That's really great. I'm so proud of you. Sometimes taking time for yourself to just rest and be read to is an effort that you have to cut out of your schedule. I'm very happy for you, and I'm glad that we got to spend this time together. And I will see you next week for the next episode of Tuesdays with Tuesday.